They've said, President Trump, we've had some success. He's thought terminal illness. Right to try one medicine. We're bringing people back from the dead.
It's hugely misinterpreted to an insane degree.
And no one knew what it was.
Except
a man.
Named Mike Hancock. Crucially not Matt Hancock. And eating my twin in the womb.
Yes, of course. Your twin. Hello and welcome to The Truth in My Opinion, the podcast where I, Cody Darla, ask a guest to bring me the 3 news stories they think should be on all of our lips. And this week, as Arsenal fans seem to be fucking everywhere after their club won the Premier League or something, I attempt to escape the sea of red devils by cowering in the only space they presumably have no interest in invading, a podcast studio recording a comedy news show with stand-up comedian Sarah Roberts.
Hello.
Hello, Sarah.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good. We are real life friends.
We are real life friends.
You're possibly my first comedy friend.
Mate, really?
I think so. Well, I think so. Well, we years ago.
Sorry, I didn't mean to be you loser.
I take it by that reaction, I'm not your first comedy friend. Well, we did a comedy writing course.
Yeah.
Years ago now.
Yeah.
Like, shockingly, at the National Film and Television School.
It was a long time ago. It was during lockdown.
It was. We were introduced to each other at our lowest ebb.
Yeah.
It was quite.
Yeah.
It was quite a time.
Yeah, doing comedy on Zoom weekly.
That creates an incredibly strong bond, I think.
Yeah,
though.
we trauma bonded for sure. It was an amazing time, and I think we definitely wrote some of our best work in that time for sure.
I do now remember the stand-up Zoom session where we all had to take it in turns to do 5 minutes of stand-up. Yours was very good. But obviously, most people were on mute, so it was quite hard to know how well it went.
Yeah, we were. Yeah, yeah, and then we were told to unmute if you're going to laugh, but that's quite a difficult thing to do. To be because then you're preempting the laugh.
You're identifying. There's nothing more sort of crushing than seeing someone unmute, expecting you to say something funny, and then no sound coming out.
Yeah,
and then just sadly muting themselves.
Yeah,
again. It sounded like it was going somewhere, but it went nowhere. Yeah. Even though we are friends, I did a Wikipedia'd you.
Oh, what?
You don't have a Wikipedia,
no, I don't.
But you do have a.
Thank you for reminding me.
I don't have a Wikipedia either. Some people who come on this podcast have one. Some people don't. The best ones don't, I should say. You do have a Wikipedia doppelganger, though.
Who?
Someone else called Sarah Roberts.
Oh, yeah. She is the thorn in my side.
I bet. Do you know who she is?
She's a Neighbours actress.
She's an Australian actress who was discovered after taking part in the 2012 reality TV show where Australians specifically competed for a chance to work with a Bollywood director.
Wow.
And she's since...
So random.
Very, very random.
She's just got engaged, I believe.
She has?
Yeah, because my mum sent to me... My mum was like, ooh. I was like, yeah, thanks, Mum. My Australian doppelganger is doing well.
She is doing
the closest my mum will ever get to announcing her own daughter's engagement.
But I did find some. I mean, this isn't really a connection, but me reading this made me think of this thing that you had previously said. So Sarah Roberts, she's sort of Sri Lankan heritage.
Right.
You previously thought you were of Native American heritage.
Yeah. Before
realizing that was just a lie your family had invented.
Well, you would have come with me on that journey, really, because you would have known me in the before and after. Because when we met, it was I was probably introducing myself as Native American.
You were introducing yourself as a real minority.
Yeah.
But actually, in reality, you're just sort of white and Welsh.
Yeah. Well, we did the actually mostly Brummy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Basically, yeah, my mum got really into ancestry DNA during I guess towards the end of lockdown. And when I did my ancestry DNA test, it came back as nothing at all.
You're nothing.
Nothing. But we have this family story that we are Native American, and it's something that people in my family for generations seem to have really committed to.
What the hell?
Yeah.
What do you know what the origins were of that terrible tale?
So my dad's dad is American.
Okay.
And apparently it's actually a real thing in America that people, they're called like, there's like nicknames for people in America who pretend to be Native American because it's such a thing. And I think it's like a relief of white guilt to be like, no, I have a tie to the land. I'm not like those other white people. I'm Native American.
Oh, no.
So I think it's that.
I see. Do you think it was a pure invention, or do you think that was a generational thing where they're like, we've just got to say we're Native American to feel less guilty?
I think, well, it's a cultural phenomenon that people lie about being Native American. So I think I don't know. It must have been conscious at one point.
Yeah, there had to have been a moment when the lie first came out of the mouth.
Yeah.
And then since then it's sort of settled and then become a reality.
Yeah.
That's like a lot of things, isn't it? I mean, you don't need to feel guilty about it.
Thank you.
Sarah, you are going up to the Edinburgh Fringe.
I am doing
like
that.
so many people coming on this podcast. We're really getting them in. We're really attracting them. This is your second Fringe run.
Yes.
And your show is called Scary Movie 7.
Yes.
Do you want to tell me what it's about?
Yeah. It's about fear. I'm like a very afraid person.
Okay.
And well, actually, it's sort of about terror management theory.
Oh my God.
Have you heard of this?
No.
It's basically, this isn't going to sound funny at all, but it's basically this theory that like, it's like a psychological theory that humans are constantly battling with like two paradoxical things at every point, which is like an awareness of our own mortality and then a need to be self-preserving. And that is what leads us to like quite self-destructive tendencies.
Really?
So it's like consumerism, there's all of these arguments about how like consumerism is like just a direct result of us like battling with these two things at all times. That's why we just sort of impulse buy. Well, yeah, like the more afraid you are. Okay, for example, like people buy loads of stuff at an airport.
Yeah.
Because it makes you subconsciously think you're investing in your future by buying something for yourself.
Oh, I see.
Because then you're like, I'm not going to die. I'm absolutely going to... I'm buying something for myself next week. Yeah.
I'm buying a book that's going to take me longer
than
3 hours to read.
Yeah. So it's like in defense of your own death. Is this like a
subconscious thing?
Subconscious thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
That feels right about airport purchasing. Your body's being like, you're not going to die. It's fine.
Yeah.
So was there a particular experience that led you to discover this theory?
Not, just a lot of...
Just general terror.
Just, honestly, I first read about it on Reddit.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's it called again? Terror
management theory.
Terror management theory.
Yeah.
So what does the management...
It's basically, I mean, it's just a long word for saying like we distract ourselves with stuff.
We distract ourselves from death.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sort of, I guess, writing a show about that. And eating my twin in the womb.
Yes, of course. Your twin.
Yeah.
There's a horror element there.
Yeah, I think so.
Twins are creepy, and you ate yours.
Yeah.
So that feels good.
Yeah.
That feels solid.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
Sarah, the question I ask everyone before we start the podcast is, are you a newsy person?
It depends on what exactly you would define as news. For example, do I know where Dua Lipa got married yesterday and the significance of all the buttons on her suit? Yeah. Yeah, I do. Did I send you, when you asked me for news stories, several things that happened in 2014 and some screenshots from a meme page? Yeah, that's also correct.
That is true. Yeah, okay. Well, you're living in a sort of a strange state of both information and the past.
Yes.
That's an interesting place to be.
Thank you.
And we're going to discover what that place feels like, because
Perfect.
now I'm going to hand over the reins of news to you. And
Okay.
you are now in charge of the news, Sarah Roberts.
Okay.
And I would like you to deliver in your best newsreader voice your first headline.
Okay. President Trump claims new drug can bring people back from the dead.
Fantastic
you.
newsy voice.
Thank you.
Fairly self-explanatory.
Yeah.
But do you want to dive in? Do you want to dive into this headline?
Yes, I do want to. Okay, so Donald Trump said, like, quite explicitly that this drug can bring people back, like from the literal dead.
Yes.
He said last rites he gave a specific example. Last rites had been given, the kids were crying.
Yeah.
And then the man took the drug. He took the drug dead, who knows?
Yeah. Also, I think his words were, then they started trying this drug.
Yes,
like the doctors came in and were like, well, I guess now's about time to start trialing this new drug we've got.
Yeah.
He's gone there. He's gone to the place that I think was probably the one place he hadn't been to yet, which is basically saying that America have figured out the kind of the source of all life.
Yeah.
They've got a new drug that sometimes, if it works, brings people back from the dead. And the most shocking thing is that nobody's really talking about it.
No. Yeah, this is what I wanted to say, is that what's crazy is, like, if anyone else in the entire world had said this, even if a child said, if a creepy child said, I can bring back the dead, or I know a way to bring back the dead,
with medicine,
that would be even a thing. Yeah. Trump says it, everyone's like, oh my God.
It's unbelievable. We've passed through some, I think, irreparable period of just general collective psychosis, where the actual president of America can say he can bring back the dead and no one gives a shit. Everyone stood behind him, just sort of, I don't even think they wince. They're just like, oh, he's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, and there's actual video of it, and the most credible news source that it's on is Yahoo.
Yes, this is insane. No one is talking about it. It's madness.
No one cares.
We talk about this quite a lot on the podcast, a case of Donald Trump misunderstanding things.
Yes.
So the previous examples we've spoken about is Donald Trump saying that Hannibal Lecter, they're going to stop letting people like Hannibal Lecter into the country, which was him getting confused between asylums, mental asylums, and asylum seekers.
Right.
And then there was the case where he came out and said that AI-generated picture of himself as Jesus Christ, it was actually him as a doctor, and people now generally believe that he was told by an aide to say that the image was doctored.
Right.
Crucial difference. This case is there is an American program called the Right to Try Act, which, are you familiar?
Yeah, I read about it. It's a massive miss on his part. Because
it's a huge miss for Donald Trump.
I don't even believe that they would, like, in this instance, that they are talking about a specific drug.
Definitely not.
They were talking about, like, the thing is, like, this new administration, which is like people who have terminal illness can opt in to trial drugs that are like long shots, basically. Yeah, that aren't yet they haven't yet passed their test. There's an element of sort of jeopardy. They might react badly because there just hasn't been enough testing. Yeah, and so he's got confused with the Right to Try Act being one medicine. That's the first misunderstanding. The second misunderstanding is he seems to have understood that because occasionally this Right to Try Act has allowed someone who's about to die to come back, like to actually sort of heal, because it's these incredibly experimental drugs. Sometimes people respond well to them, sometimes they don't. And in being told that, he has clearly thought in his mind that this is one person who, in terms of terminal illness, he thought they were just terminally dead. Yeah. And therefore, they've tried this drug. They've said, President Trump, we've had some success. He's thought terminal illness, right to try one medicine. We're bringing people back from the dead. It's hugely like misinterpretation to an insane degree. To the point where you're like, I don't think his brain is working. No. I mean, I know that's not necessarily a controversial thing to say when it comes to Trump, but... Yeah, like, but even this article, like, it was like... it said, in typical Trump fashion, the president seems to have taken the idea of a very sick patient suddenly improving, which is rare, but does occasionally happen, and exaggerated to such a ludicrous degree that it sounds like the plot to a zombie movie. Like, it's wild. He's, the doctor who's kind of in charge of all of these drugs is a guy called Mehmet Oz, Dr. Oz. Yeah, amazing. And, a TV doctor, like Oprah Winfrey's TV doctor. So it's no surprise to me that a man who is natural to TV
will have maybe spruced up the story to make it slightly more
Yeah.
entertaining to an entertainment-obsessed Trump.
Yeah.
So I'm not unconvinced that Dr. Oz hasn't been
Oh,
like,
really?
yeah, you think we're bringing them back from the dead? I guess we kind of. Yeah, I guess we kind of are. And then Donald Trump has just got confused again.
So this is like layers of
I think
people.
there are layers of insanity in this
Yeah.
administration, is what I'm saying.
It's like, it's like basically they've upsold fake news.
They have upsold a medical impossibility so that
Yes.
now it's in the realms of possibility. And like with all of these things, there are things that are kind of true. You know, you can imagine sort of the MAGA Reddit or Truth Social or whatever sort of being like, well, the right to try is a thing. You're like, yeah, it is, but it doesn't mean there's this drug. And then they'll be like, but maybe there is a drug. You can see how these things sort of spiral out of control.
Yeah.
But obviously this sort of follows a week of Donald Trump just doing mad things. Like, did you see him ordering the Lincoln Memorial? No, the Washington Memorial to be painted blue.
No.
He's ordered it to be. He's ordered the pool. You know, the big spike thing, and then there's just all the Martin Luther King speech thing, and it's just like just water. He's like, oh, we've got to paint the floor blue,
Right.
to make it look nicer. And then all of these historians are like, it's not like meant to be a pool that you want to swim in. It's not meant to be like, you don't want to. The idea isn't that you want to jump
like
into
Miami
it.
pool.
He's thinking like Miami pool. And the company he gave it to, he gave it to them without tender, so there was literally no competition. And he gave it to them because they once waterproofed a pool of his at a golf club that he owned.
Wow.
He's doing that. He's building a UFC cage.
What's the UFC cage for?
I think it's part of this America's 250th birthday. And there was meant to be a music concert and everyone's pulling out. And now he's like, well, just turn it into a UFC fight. He's painting the something gold, the historic bronze horse statues near Lincoln Memorial. He's painting in 23.75 carat gold.
What?
He is, I mean, to be honest, if there ever is a man who would die and fucking be brought back to life, I do kind of feel like it would be Donald Trump. It would be just our luck. I can't believe he's still alive right now. Every time he seems to go to like hospital, he seems to come out looking fine. And I'm convinced he probably is immortal at this stage, to be honest.
But don't you think he would have blabbed about it?
Yeah, maybe actually.
Like, this is the thing with him.
But if he did, no one would bat an eyelid.
Yeah.
If he was like, I'm actually dead, I'm immortal, everyone would be like, oh yeah, he's talking
That
again.
was really good.
Thank you.
You've been practicing.
You're taking the piss, aren't you?
No, it was good.
Listen, it's literally only on this podcast that I try out impressions, and I have the confidence to do it for about 2 seconds, and then people are like, that's good, and then I get a bit of confidence, and then I do it for longer, and it's bad. So I'm not going to try and do it again.
Okay.
Just 2 seconds.
The fact that you immediately thought I was being sarcastic.
I did. But why did you bring this story, Sarah?
Why did I bring this story? Because I just thought it's so, like, look, Donald Trump, obviously hate him, of course. But I do think
he stole the Native American land. Of
yeah,
course.
exactly.
He stole your ancestors' land.
I do think that, like, there is something quite reassuring about seeing someone, like, be completely in character.
Yes.
You know, like, this is the most, like, even when you see it written down the way that he described this drug, it's like in the intonation of his exact voice. And it's like, you know, at least something is behaving in the exact way that you would expect.
Amongst the insanity and the instability, there is a lot of stability in that. This is completely in character, and it's so in character that no one's even talking about it. No one even noticed he said it. No one even noticed. Could you please now deliver your second headline?
Police find cocaine worth $9.3 million stashed in a shipment of Kim Kardashian brand underwear.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Talk me through the story.
Well, I believe that it was in Essex.
Yep.
That a HGV driver, I think he's been like fully
He's fully convicted, in jail, I think. Yeah.
Of hiding drugs in a load of Skims clothing. $9.3 million.
That's a lot of drugs. £7.2 million. He's been jailed for 13 and a half years. He claims he didn't know anything about it, but I think he did.
I heard that he was paid
Oh yeah,
£3,900.
that's right. We've read
which
the
is
same
not
article.
a good return.
It's not a
rate.
good return for 13 years in jail. That is not a good return.
If you're transporting that amount of money's worth of cocaine, you should
Yeah.
get a better cut from that.
You should. I wonder. It's Kim Kardashian's line of underwear. So is it possible the Skims are more valuable than the cocaine? Do you think? I don't know what the price of a Kim Kardashian pair of pants goes for.
You know what? They're like in the hundreds,
Seriously?
but not in the thousands.
Okay. I mean, yeah. Okay. Probably in terms of cocaine or pants, cocaine probably
Yeah.
still beats it.
Yeah.
But it feels sad knowing that he's transporting a luxury good
Mm.
and he's getting wrapped up in the drugs trade. You know,
I
I think just
know.
stick with the Kardashian stuff. It'll pay off eventually.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
But he's not going to be in. I mean, think of how many pants he could have delivered over the next 13 years. He's now going to be in jail.
That is true.
Were you familiar with this pant? Well, you were familiar with the pant range before.
Oh
I didn't
yeah,
know
I've got my
Kardashian-
own Skims. Got
Do you
several pairs.
How many
yeah.
bags of cocaine are in them?
Well, they released a statement.
Oh my! They did. This
Yeah.
was my favourite detail where they were like, Kim Kardashian was contacted for comment. I was like,
Yeah.
it doesn't really have anything to do with her.
No.
But they've commented. What did they say?
Well, I mean, apparently it's just like a representative for Skims, but they've
Sure.
just said like Skims had no knowledge whatsoever about this criminal activity. But I'm also like, obviously,
I don't think them saying that now makes me think that they do.
yeah.
No one suspected that you had anything to do with it. Don't be like, it's not got anything to do with us.
I think it's like so desperate to be like, let's get Kim involved. Like she doesn't care.
She doesn't care. No.
Did you hear how they found him?
No.
They were suspicious of how he was driving.
Oh my God, yes.
What does that mean?
I don't know what that meant. I remember reading that. I don't really know what that means. They were suspicious of the way he was driving. Is there a certain way that people are meant to drive trucks filled with women's underwear?
I don't know.
What would that be? What would that...
But also, why was he driving
Yeah.
Like in my head,
Nerves?
because maybe, yeah, because I'm like, so they must have thought he was drunk or something.
I mean, to an HGV lorry is massive.
Yeah.
So you have to be really moving, really incapable of driving.
Yeah.
For you to be driving an HGV erratically.
Yes.
That feels like quite a lot of tonnage
Yeah.
filled with women's pants. He must have been drunk. I would be drunk. Would you? You're like, can you take $9.3 million worth of cocaine over the border? I'd be drunk. I'd be like, okay, I think I'm going to need a minute. I'd be drunk. Would you not?
But I don't think he was actually drunk. He was drunk seeming.
He was drunk seeming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you his lawyer? Your Honour, he wasn't drunk. He was drunk seeming.
Surely it would be in like he would also have been convicted for drunk driving.
Oh, do you think? At what?
Yeah.
I wonder at what point. Yeah, no, he would be because the law is a bit like that. I was gonna be like, well, maybe the lawyers were like, fuck me, this drug trafficking stuff is a bit bigger than him.
No,
being
they
drunk.
would be like drunk driving HGV,
Yeah, it would actually. Yeah, you're right.
and then they'd throw Kim Kardashian in there.
Drunk
Because,
driving.
like, I love that they
HGV
don't
driver
say, like-
betrays Kim Kardashian.
Yeah. They don't write in the headline like just Skims. They write like Kim Kardashian Skims load of underwear. Kim Kardashian, like it's like so desperate to put Kim Kardashian in
It's
it.
true. They're trying to get the what do they call that? The get more words in for the for the internet search.
It's like the Google AdWords
Yeah,
or something.
exactly. They're just desperately
SEO.
SEO. Yeah, they're desperately trying to get Kim Kardashian's attention.
But you would put, if you wanted to get the SEO, you'd put drunk driving.
It's an interesting story because I wonder whether the pants have anything to do with it. That was my question. Is there, in terms of the drug underworld smuggling world, are they like, okay, actually, do you know, there's an optimum cargo you can be carrying to conceal the fact that you're actually carrying cocaine,
Yeah.
and it's Kim Kardashian Skims, or whether it's it's sort of random. Do you know what I mean? I
Yeah, I
basically,
know
did
what
they
you
choose Kim
mean.
Kardashian's product? Was my question.
Oh God, that's a really good question.
Because if it was like, I feel like if it was like bananas or something like that, maybe the border patrol were more likely to search it. I don't know. I'm talking out my arse, but you see what I'm going at.
No, I do see where you're going with
Is
this.
there an ideal cargo you would like if you had to smuggle cocaine in a truck?
If I had to
Is there a
smuggle-
cargo?
God.
Maybe like rabid dogs or something.
Rabid dogs.
Yeah, rabid
but
dogs.
what if they got in the cocaine and that made them even more rabid?
Oh my god, cocaine dogs.
I don't think you could have live cargo with cocaine.
No, that's
you
true.
need
They're
to
probably,
be careful.
Yeah, they're also more likely to search live cargo, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. I think I think Skims does make sense when you think about it, because also you'd be like, this is a premium product.
Yeah.
They'll expect, like, they're probably heading to Selfridges or something. That's the only place they sell Skims.
Is it really?
Well,
something like that.
Yeah, that's where I got mine from. Quite disgusting actually in there, because they're all like thonged, like bodysuits, and they've been tried on by hundreds of people.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Oh god. All
including me.
Amazing second headline, Sarah. Thank you so much.
Perfect.
Could you please now deliver your third and final headline?
Sea mirage off Cornwall coast sparks questions.
Okay. It's a natural phenomenon.
Yeah.
It's a natural phenomenon.
The Fata Morgana.
The Fata Morgana. Yes. Yeah. Tell me about the story. What is this?
Well, people thought they saw a ghost ship off the coast of Cornwall.
During the heat wave.
During the heat wave. And it turned out to be an aircraft carrier that was inverted, right? So it was like which is crazy.
Yeah.
Like it basically looked upside down.
Yeah. It kept changing shape. It looked like the sort of mathematical pi sign at one time. Yeah. And then it looked like a kind of bear. Yeah. And it was just right on the coast, and it was sort of massive. And no one knew what it was. Except a man.
Named Mike Hancock. Crucially not Matt Hancock.
Crucially not Matt Hancock. If it was Matt Hancock, this would be the perfect news story.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's a man called Mike Hancock, who is a fisherman. Have I got that right? Or is he
I think more like a
man?
tourist.
Okay.
Like taking people out on like St. Ives wildlife tours.
I see. Okay. He's a local knowledgeable man.
Yeah.
Yes. And he spotted it straight away.
He spotted it straight away. What I will say, okay, so Mike Hancock seems to be very much in the know about this sort of thing. So he's sort of like, in all of his statements, he's like getting really excited, like, and then it changed shape to, and then it was like this, and then he goes, but it's like, you know the Australian mayor, and he's like, gay marriage should be legalized, but I won't spend any time on it. Until they,
yeah.
Mike Hancock is giving
exactly the
the
same
vibe
energy
of him. Yeah, he's like, it could have been a huge bear on the horizon or a pie, or it kept changing. It was amazing. But it's something that's quite cool to see, but not unusual, so I didn't pay too much attention to it.
Yeah, he's really sort of checking. He's sort of embarrassed himself when he was interviewed. Yeah, oh my God, it's amazing. Yeah, but it's actually nothing. But yeah, it's like you say, it's a Fata Morgana, which is Italian. It's Italian for Fairy Morgana. Did you see this?
Yeah.
From the Arthurian legend, which bizarrely Rosalie Minute brought last week. A story about the Arthurian legend. So there's a kind of continuity here.
Yeah.
And we recorded that in the heat wave. It's all coming full circle.
Wow.
Look at that. But it's did you see how it happens? So there's this thing. I mean, this doesn't really make any sense to me.
I found it very hard to understand.
Very hard to understand, but should we give it a go? So there's intense inversion. So it's something about when there's freezing cold air and then there's really hot air.
Yeah, this really feels like two dumb bitches telling each other exactly.
Yeah, all we're going to do is going to be like, yeah, I understand. And it means anything sat on the sea the top of the sea, can look like it's floating.
Yeah.
So it requires
upside down.
And upside down, it inverts it, yeah. So it requires an exceptionally strong and steep temperature inversion where a thick layer of freezing air is trapped under a layer of much warmer air. Or there's another way that can happen, which is atmospheric ducting. This extreme temperature contrast creates an atmospheric duct. The duct acts like a curved lens that bends light rays far more dramatically than a standard superior image.
I kind of wish that we didn't know that.
I know.
Because that is still magic, but they've just put it into really boring words.
Yes, it's true. But let's take it back to the interesting element of this, which is if you haven't seen a picture of it, please look up the picture of it because it looks insane. And when things like this happen, I always imagine you're like a sort of caveman, and then I'm like, I can really see how religions are created.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it looked a bit like Stonehenge. I was like, oh, maybe they saw that years ago and then just decided to
Yeah.
remake Stonehenge. Basically, the world is an amazing place. And when
Yeah.
you don't have Mike Hancock around to tell you what's going
It's actually
on,
really common.
to tell you it's actually really common, it can feel quite scary. And I guess this maybe goes back to your work in progress, Sarah.
Maybe, yeah.
The terror management index or
Yeah.
whatever it was called.
Yeah.
People freaking out
Theory.
and they do crazy things. And one of those crazy things is creating the famous ghost ship, the Flying Dutchman.
Yes. That's
they
so
think,
crazy.
They think the Flying Dutchman might have been this this kind of, what the fuck we're calling it, I don't know.
Fata Morgana.
This Fata Morgana.
How crazy that fairy in Italian is fata.
Fata, yeah.
Yeah.
Fairy. Fata godmother. Don't say that to
Crazy.
her. Crazy. But yeah, apparently
Yeah.
sailors on top of ships would look out onto the horizon. When this happened, it would make it seem like another ship. And also, early Arctic explorers would draw mountain ranges that then weren't there because they're observing this as well.
So it turns out it is quite common, actually.
Turns out, to be fair, Mike he's right. It is
Yeah.
it is quite common.
But the Flying Dutchman, so they all would have seen a ship and been like, that's the same ship
Yeah.
as that was seen before.
Well, the thing is, in this article, they were like, oh, well, what's happened like last week is an aircraft carrier, but it doesn't look like an aircraft carrier. Did you see that? It just looks like a big blob. So I wonder whether the Flying Dutchman would have been a similar thing. Well, everyone was thick in the past, weren't they? So like, it would have been a blob, and they were like, oh, it's a ship. But no one had any imagination.
No.
Do you know what I'm saying? So
I guess also it's like your concept of things. Like people who were on Mike Hancock's boat.
yeah, that's true.
They were saying things like, it looked like one of those walker things from Star Wars.
Oh yeah, it did. Yeah.
Or it looked like a bear, or it looked like a alien. But I guess in those days they didn't have the concept of Star Wars or alien, or maybe even bear in some places.
It's true. Actually, that's a
so
good
they
point.
would have just been like ship or mountain.
That's I hadn't thought about that, actually. You're so right. It depends. Your reference points might be very limited, especially if you're like a sort of, I don't know, a 7th century peasant.
Yeah.
It's going to be like turnip.
Yeah.
Or trowel.
Yeah.
What the hell? Oh, you would freak out.
You would freak out.
I mean, it genuinely looks very scary. I think if I were there just last week, I would have been concerned. I'd have been like, what is that?
Yeah.
It's a monster. It's an alien.
I thought it just looked like a table. That's how bad my imagination is. If I'd have seen it, I would have been like, table.
2 legs and a top table.
I've got the reference points of a 7th century peasant.
You really do, and here you are in 2026. That's quite remarkable.
Thank you.
But yeah, I thought. I really like the story. I think it's a rare case of something scary actually having a very normal explanation, and I think that kind of sums up most of the supernatural, really.
Yeah.
And religions. Not to get too deep about it.
Yeah. I mean, we say simple explanation that neither of us do understand.
Sorry, yeah. I mean, we don't understand the explanation. It's obviously, this is just a case of, intense inversion, atmospheric ducting, and thermal ripples.
Yeah.
Just interfering with
exactly
our vision.
Yeah.
I think we've got on top of that now. Sarah Roberts, fantastic news hour. Thank you so much for coming on. And a reminder, your show is when?
It's throughout August.
Yes.
In Edinburgh.
Yes.
At Monkey Barrel 2 at 10 p.m.
And it's called Scary Movie 7.
Scary Movie 7, because Scary Movie 6 is coming out recently.
Was that on purpose?
I wanted to call it Scary Movie 7. Well, I wanted to call it Scary Movie 6, obviously, at first. And then I thought 7 even better.
Amazing. Okay. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast, Sarah.
Thanks for having me.